Hi everybody, I am Rebekah from Swear by Yoga, and I do a little bit of coaching with my clients. A lot of talking, a lot of asking them questions to get them forward in life. But sometimes I feel like there's always something that has happened in their past that is perhaps keeping them stuck. And that's where I have met the beautiful Anne. And I am so curious into finding out how she works to get people unstuck for where talking's not going to help. So today I wanted to ask Anne some questions for my own benefit to find out what she does that could possibly help me, which in turn helps the world and other clients. And yeah, so Anne, okay. So tell me how you do inner work. What do you mean by inner work?
So inner work is when we go deep. We go much deeper than just what's on the surface. So sometimes we can be dealing with trauma or something that an experience that's happened to us in the past that is really holding us back. Now, the brain can try and forget about those experiences, but unconsciously they're still holding us back. So it could be something as small as a teacher saying something to you when you was a child, and it's affected you so deeply that it's now stopping you from being able to move forward in life and do what you need to do.
Okay.
So with the work that I do, sometimes I'm talking to my clients whilst they're lying on their own bed and clearing what's coming up. Like, I never know what's going to come up during the session with people. It really surprises me what comes up. Or sometimes if the trauma is too deep, like if there's any abuse or anything like that, I don't need to talk to them. I can work with them on a cellular level to clear what the body's holding on to, and it enables it to be released.
Okay, so you're saying that at some point in our lives, we experience an emotion, and it's that emotion that gets trapped in ourselves.
Yes, but
go.
But the fascinating thing is, it doesn't just have to be in our lives. It can be an experience that's happened to our mum or dad, or nans and granddads, or it can even be a past life experience if you want to go really deep.
Right, so we're potentially carrying generational stuff in through our DNA.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that becomes stuck. Let's just use me as an example. So something's happened somewhere in my past and it's become stuck. How is this stopping me from moving forward?
Because what happens is the body wants you to be able to deal with whatever that issue is, because genetically it's going to be passed on to your children and then to their children, and it will just keep being passed on.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, at some stage we're all triggered by something, and that's when we know that the deeper work's got to be done.
Okay.
So our body can show it to us as physical pain. It can show it to us as stress or anxiety or overwhelm, those type of feelings, or it can even show up as relationship problems. Like if you keep having the same relationship issues and you get rid of that person and then a new person comes in and the same pattern repeats, it's because there's deeper inner work that needs to be done for you.
Okay, and so now if I did this inner work with you and I cleared it, but I've already had children, so that surely I've already passed it on to them.
No, because what happens is, I really believe that the mum of the family she's the head of the family, and when I work with her, the energy clears in the children and in the partner as well, and in the animals, which is fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
It is really funny where they say that the owners and pets are very similar, and I've seen that in people where if they're an anxious person, they tell me their dog's on like antidepressants. It's like, oh, I can kind of see a correlation there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. So hold on. Let's just go back to something else you said. You said that I'm lying on my bed and you're working with me.
Yes.
So you come into my bedroom?
No. So I'm able to work with you whilst you lie in your own bed, and I stay here.
Okay. Okay, a little bit less weird.
And we talk by phone, and I'm able to connect in with your body's energy field and feel what's going on. So once I connect in with you, the information starts coming to me. I can feel what's happening in your body, and then we just start working to clear it.
So do you call yourself then a psychic?
No, I don't. I call myself a body whisperer because I can actually talk to your body and help you release whatever it is that's what you're holding on to.
Okay, what do you mean? So I'm lying on my bed, and you are energetically doing a scan of my body.
Yes.
Okay, so then you can sort of stop and go, she's got some trauma here, and this is where she's storing it.
Yeah, but what it shows up as like any pain in the body is from an emotion a stuck emotion in the body.
Yeah.
So it can be resentment, anger, frustration, you know, any emotion, hurt, sadness, you know. And what will happen is your body responds in certain areas depending on what the emotion is.
Okay. So when they're talking about, for instance, at the moment, the soles of my feet are hurting, and they talk, and like I look up, I love Louise Hay,
Yeah.
and her Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life, and talking about, you know, that it's logical. It's like I don't feel like I can support myself because your feet obviously support you, and that I can't carry the weight of the world and things. Is that what you're talking about? That it's those kind of emotions will relate to a certain point in the body?
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but I actually can go deeper than that.
Okay.
So it might not even be any of those things. Like that's a guidance.
Okay.
But sometimes it can be something that is completely out of the blue, but that part of the foot is just really like tender and stretching and causing you pain because there's something else that needs to be worked on. Like it could be coming from the ankle,
Yeah.
or the knee,
Yeah.
and so it can be coming from different areas as
So
well.
by you doing a scan, you will actually be able to say to me, your foot was caused by, for instance, the example you used, your teacher told you that you were never going to be good enough.
What I do is I ask you questions.
Okay.
Because you really need to find the answer yourself.
Ah.
So I can give you an indication, like I can say to you what was happening when you were 7,
Okay.
and that will start you off.
Yeah.
Because you'll be in such a relaxed state. It's not your actual mind that's just thinking. It goes deeper
Okay.
than that. So I never know where the session's going to start, but I just trust it. Like the information will just come in. Ask her this. Ask her this. So I ask, and then we start the ball rolling.
Okay, so I'm not just
So-
lying there and you're energetically doing something and then I get up and it's done. We're chatting as this is
Some
happening.
sessions we're chatting. As I said, if the trauma is too deep, then I start to clear it energetically without having to relive the experience.
Oh, okay, because that was going to be another question I had. Like if you
Yeah.
start talking to me about some abuse I had as a child, are you saying that sometimes that's too painful for me to even want to access that memory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other thing as well, you may not have been abused. It could have been your mum or your
Of
nan,
course. Yes.
and you may not even have any acknowledgement that it was them.
Okay.
And so I can go back and clear in them, so that it stops
Wow.
affecting you.
So me walking around going, oh God, I need a massage, my shoulders are killing me, might have absolutely nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you going to be able to stop my shoulders hurting so much that I don't need to keep going to see an osteo or a chiro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
going to save a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When women work with me, for the time they're working with me, they can't go and have any other chiro or osteo or anything,
Okay.
because what's happening with the work that we're doing together, your body is then healing for the next 7 days. And if you go and have another healing modality, the body says, what one am I meant to be taking notice of, and can go into like a freak out, like trauma. And you'd be very emotional, you'd be like crying hysterically and things like that. So I get my clients to sign an agreement that whilst we're working together, there's no other
Wow. Okay.
treatments.
Okay. But if I'm coming to you because I have a bad back and I can barely walk, and I have to go see the chiro to get that done, you're saying no, not really.
Yeah,
When
and you'll
you-
find that after a few sessions with me, you won't need to go and see a chiro.
Ever again?
I'm not saying ever, because there could be something else that triggers you in 2 years' time,
Oh, okay.
but generally the pain doesn't come back.
Gotcha. Okay. And do most people come to you because there's a physical pain in their body that they're not healing through going to see an osteo or?
Yeah,
Okay, and they're just getting exhausted, just constantly going.
like I have some clients who come to me and they've been seeing like a chiro or an osteo for 5-10 years
Yeah.
and still not getting the results, and they've been seeing this person for every week or every fortnight and just going back, and they feel a little bit better when they leave the appointment, but then like the next day they're no different.
Yeah.
But something keeps making them go back because they don't seem to know what else is available.
Exactly.
And so they've spent a lot of money before they come to me, because they've been to doctors, like specialist appointments, had scans, you know, because they just cannot stop feeling this pain.
Yes.
And then once working with me, we get to the root cause of it.
Well, it's very true. Like every time I go get a massage, it's a nice relief, but then you want another one within a week.
Yeah.
because the tension's back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is there any form of rebate or going to a GP and getting there's nothing with you?
No.
Okay.
No, I work privately.
Yep.
Because it's classed as spiritual, or a modality that
The Western world
the
does
Western
not,
world
yeah.
is not quite believing in at the moment, and unfortunately there isn't, but there's
Now-
payment plans and things.
Okay. Now, when you say not believing in, well, then how do people watching this video know to believe in what you do? What kind of things have you seen happen for your clients?
God, I get exceptional results from my clients, like it blows me away. Like even this week, I've had someone who had severe neck and shoulder pain come to me. They've just had a few sessions and they felt it's gone. Like, the main thing is I have to tell my clients, don't go looking for it again, because the mind will, if you think, why is my neck not hurting, and keep moving it like this and find, where has it gone? Why am I not feeling that pain? The mind will go and actually find it, because the mind is so strong. So when the pain leaves the body, you've just got to go, it's gone.
And I think that you just adjust to a new normal.
Yeah.
It's just a new normal that, like, even now I'm sitting here, I'm stretching because, if I start slumping, then my back starts hurting. So, but you're just used to that.
You do. I spoke to another lady this week whose pain was so severe that she's starting to become numb to it. And I said that's when it can get quite dangerous, because if you're not listening to what your body's saying to you, it will physically go and give you another pain that's worse, so that you then have to go and find out what that pain means and go and work on it to release it.
Okay, so do you think your body's always talking to you, trying to say, I've got something here that needs to be dealt with, please deal with it? Yeah. Okay, so how do you actually deal with it?
You have to go and find out, so say you kick your toe, for instance, say you're just walking along, you kick your toe and it hurts and you feel the pain shoot up your body. Whatever you were thinking at that time is an indication of what could need to be worked on.
Okay.
So every experience that happens to you, if it's something to do with your body is talking to you.
So I know just through general life that I am holding on to resentment, that I probably need to forgive some people, I need to let some stuff go. Like that's pretty standard, I think, for most people in society. Yeah. But how are you going to help me to let it go? Because I work with, if the questions need to be answered and you need to understand why that experience happened, then I'll be talking to you during the session. If you don't need to know and it was somebody else's that's been passed on to you, that's when we can clear it energetically. Okay. Now, how do you clear it? If this has been hanging out in my DNA, how do you clear it? Because I can see the block in the body, and then I work with it energetically for it to release. Okay. And it just disappears into the ether. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes I'm talking to your limbic system, which is in the back of the head. Sometimes I'm working with your neural pathways, because they're so embedded in the same thought process over and over again. I have to work to adjust them and release the negativity around there. I can be talking to your gallbladder, it really depends what's going on for you. And when you say like the neurons have fired and created like patterns that are very hard to break, does that mean sometimes you have to work with more people longer? Like how long do you normally work with people? I work with all my clients for 6 months. 6 months. And how often are we doing the whole lie down, us talking on the phone? So in that 6 months is 14 sessions. Okay. Because during our time together, I'm teaching you what changes need to be made in your life, and I'm also teaching you techniques so that when the emotion comes back up or something's happened or you're triggered during the week, you then know how to deal with it in a different way. And when you're saying you're teaching me what changes need to be made, like are you saying you're going to need to go do this exercise, or you're going to need to eat this food, or change my life how? Again, it can be all different ways. So it can, if someone comes to me with weight issues, then it can be teaching them different methods that would work for them. Okay. But like, if you came to me with hip pain, for example, generally it's to do with anger and resentment around, usually in a relationship or a family member, something like that. And so I would
at the end of the session to just give you some pointers on how you can deal with that relationship better.
Okay.
So I can give you the advice, and then it's up to you during the week to go and put it into practice.
Got you. So
Alright.
you would be giving me tips on how to deal better with this person that I'm in some form of a relationship with.
Yeah, because even like most women who come to me have issues with boundaries. They don't know how to say no. They don't know how to. They feel so guilty if they do say no, and so I teach them about boundaries as well. So
Got you. To help not create new blockages of guilt.
Yeah.
If you've already cleared some.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that you said earlier was that you mentioned that what if in 2 years' time I get triggered by something? So is it possible then that if I do the 6 months with you that more stuff will come up after our 6 months?
Not generally, because you then got the tools that you need to go and work with it. Like I have some clients now and again who will come back to me for a session.
Okay.
Just because they love how relaxed and calm they feel after a session.
Okay.
So it really gives them that energy boost, that clarity that they need again if they're a bit stuck.
Okay.
But generally within the 6 months I want you to be going off and living life again. Like,
Okay. And you'll have taught me that I can go lie down and I can maybe find the blockages in myself, or not?
You'll understand your body much more, because what happens as well when I'm working with you, I'm working with your energy and your vibration as well.
Okay.
So whilst you're lying on your own bed, you may feel tingling or heat moving through your body as well, and that's because we're lifting up your vibration. So strong emotions keep you very low, down, bad mood, that type of thing. And what happens when we're working together, we're lifting you up so that you no longer have those emotional down days. And so when...
Wouldn't that be nice? Sorry.
It becomes life becomes less of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, and so eventually you're going to be able to lie down and you're just going to be able to feel what's going on in your body. You may feel the anger come up or the emotion inside, and you'll know how to
deal with it. Yeah. Because I guess I can picture that some people are thinking, okay, so my mother triggers me all the time, and I'm fine when I'm with you and I'm lying on the bed, but I've still got to go have family dinner with her. And she's still going to say the same stuff. So you'll help me deal with how to be different around her.
Yeah, I've just had a perfect example of that. I've got a client at the moment, and she had to go back to her family interstate, and they trigger her completely. Like they really cause problems for her. And during one of her sessions, the whole time we was working on clearing around them, and then later on that day she was going out and spending the day with her dad, and she ended up having a really nice day with him because he no longer triggered her in the way that he used to. And even her mum and her nan, who used to really trigger her, she found that she had so much more patience with them and was able to listen to them more and things like that. So
there'd be so many people who would want that skill of just how to even just be in the same room as people. Yeah. Okay, all right. So it's a almost like a bit of a 2-for-1 thing happening. You're clearing stuff and then learning how not to reintroduce those blocks back into your body. You're learning the life skills. Yeah.
My clients get like support for that whole 6 months. So say they had a session on a Monday, and then on a Wednesday they was feeling crappy or something had triggered them. They just text me. I get back to them when I'm not with a client, and we clear it there and then they're not suffering for that whole week.
Okay, so you can do some nice quick ones in between. And now you mentioned some clients come back for an appointment, but you can only have a session with you after you've been in the 6 months. Okay, cool. So how do people do the 6 months with you?
So I always speak to my potential clients before I actually work with them. I want to make sure that I feel the connection, and whatever their problem is, I'm going to be able to help them with. I want my clients to get results. I want them to no longer be suffering with whatever the issues are. And so I always offer a free 30-minute consultation. So that we just have a chat and find out what's going on for them. And then if we decide to work together, I let them know how, and we go and we book in their first appointment.
But what if it's not just one thing? What if in the 30 minutes that I'm like, okay, so my shoulders hurt, I'd like to lose some weight, I don't get along with my mother, and like the list just, you can handle all of those things. So I'm not just coming with you going, oh, I have hip pain.
No.
It's, I just lay everything out.
Yeah.
And we can deal with it all.
Yes.
In one thing. Oh, this is fantastic.
And the other thing is, you won't even know what some of the issues are.
Okay.
That you'll have no conscious awareness of what the actual problem is, and that will be brought forward during the sessions as well.
Okay, so it's almost like I can get rid of the doctor, the chiro, the psychologist, the dog trainer.
Yes, because the dog trainer, oh, this is so funny. All my clients who have animals, before 5 minutes before their session's going to start, the animals are on the bed waiting for the session.
Oh.
They just know, like they're so beautiful animals. They can just feel the energy. They just absorb it, and I can actually work with you and your animals at the same time. So it's like everyone is getting the healing.
Now, if I came to you and said my dog has bladder cancer, are you just going to deal with the dog, or you're going to want to work with me? Because I'm the
So I've got another, I had a client a few years ago, she contacted me because her dogs, she had 2 dogs, and one of them had started weeing indoors continuously, and it had been going on for months, and she just did not know what else to do, because she was finding wet patches all over the place. And the dog had a couple of sessions with me, and then she had to have the sessions with me.
And it stopped?
She stopped.
Because my dog weed on the carpet the other day. It's not happy.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that I'd be like, Anne, I need to talk to you because my dog's weed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, that's why I want to talk to people, because I want to make sure I'm the right person to help them.
Okay.
I absolutely love the work that I do.
Yeah.
And if I can help the woman of the family no longer live with emotional or physical pain, and I can stop their animals having health issues or problems, it's a win-win.
But hold on, does that mean that you only deal with women? What if?
Yes.
So if my husband's like, I want to talk to Anne, no.
Yeah, I only work with women now.
Okay.
I used to do both, but I just didn't enjoy it as much with men.
Okay.
And I love women. I love being able to make such a difference, because I know that when I work with a woman, it's also going to affect the children as well. So
yes, that's beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. I found this super interesting. I hope you guys all did too. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.